The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil? Not to uncontrollable externals, but within myself, to the choices that are my own. This insightful quote from the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus encapsulates the core teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that has remained relevant for centuries. Epictetus was a slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers of his time, and his teachings continue to inspire individuals seeking a more fulfilling life. Epictetus was an ancient Greek philosopher who lived in the 1st and 2nd century AD. He was born a slave in present-day Turkey and spent the early years of his life in servitude. However, his owner noticed his intellectual potential and allowed him to study philosophy. Epictetus went on to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers of his time, and his teachings continue to be studied and admired to this day. The Stoic philosophy was founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC and became increasingly popular throughout the Hellenistic period. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of rationality, self-control, and a focus on the present moment. Epictetus' early life was marked by adversity and hardship. He was born into slavery in Hierapolis, Phrygia, present-day Turkey, around 50 CE. As a slave, he was subjected to harsh treatment and had limited opportunities for education and personal development. However, he was eventually able to gain his freedom and become a respected philosopher and teacher. The fact that Epictetus was once a slave adds a unique perspective to his philosophy. He was intimately familiar with the experience of oppression and the limitations placed on individuals by societal structures. As he states in his discourses, "Remember that you are an actor in a play of such a kind as the playwright chooses. Short if he wants it short. Long if he wants it long. If he wants you to play the part of a beggar, play even this part well. And so also for the parts of a disabled person, an administrator, or a private individual. This is your business, to play well the part you are given, but choosing it belongs to another." Epictetus' experience as a slave also influenced his emphasis on the dichotomy of control. As a slave, he had no control over his external circumstances, but was able to develop a sense of inner peace and tranquility by focusing on what he could control, his thoughts and reactions. As he states in his Enchiridion, "The things that are under our control are by nature free, unrestrained and unhindered, but those that are not under our control are weak, slavish, restrained, belonging to others." Epictetus was introduced to the Stoic philosophy through the writings of the philosopher Epictetus, who was also his teacher. In his discourses, Epictetus speaks highly of Epictetus, saying, "When I saw him for the first time, I knew that I was in the presence of a man of a highly disciplined mind." Under Epictetus' guidance, Epictetus developed a deep understanding of Stoicism and its teachings, which he later refined and expanded upon in his own works. Epictetus was drawn to Stoicism because of its emphasis on rationality and the importance of living in accordance with nature. He believed that by cultivating a virtuous character and developing a sense of inner peace, individuals could live a fulfilling life regardless of external circumstances. In one of his most famous quotes, Epictetus states, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Epictetus was also influenced by the teachings of the earlier Stoic philosophers, such as Zeno and Seneca. He admired their commitment to reason and their belief in the power of the individual to control their own destiny. Epictetus believed that the Stoic philosophy had the potential to transform people's lives and lead them to a state of true happiness and fulfillment. One of the central concepts of Epictetus' philosophy is the dichotomy of control, which distinguishes between things that are within our control and those that are not. According to Epictetus, we have no control over external events, such as the weather or other people's actions. However, we do have control over our own thoughts, emotions, and reactions to these events. As he states in his discourses, "Some things are in our control, and others are not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and in one word, whatever are not our own actions." Epictetus believed that by focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not, we can achieve a sense of inner peace and tranquility. He emphasized the importance of developing a calm and rational mindset, rather than being driven by emotions and desires. As he states in his Enchiridion, don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. The dichotomy of control is a powerful concept that can help us navigate the challenges and uncertainties of life. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, we can reduce stress and anxiety and find a sense of inner peace. Epictetus believed that the key to living a virtuous life was to understand the nature of the self. He believed that individuals have a rational soul that is capable of reason, and that this is the essence of the self. As he states in his discourses, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Epictetus believed that by cultivating our rational soul and developing our capacity for reason, we can achieve a sense of inner peace and tranquility. He emphasized the importance of self-reflection and self-awareness, encouraging individuals to examine their own thoughts and emotions and to strive for self-improvement. As he states in his Enchiridion, don't try to be consistent with your thinking and your principles. That's not practical. Instead, try to be consistent with your acts of kindness and your acts of love. Epictetus believed that the nature of the self was intimately connected with the nature of the universe. He believed that everything in the universe is interconnected and that individuals have a responsibility to live in harmony with the natural order of things. As he states in his discourses, let us then be like the spider and spin out our own web. And as the spider does not move along in a straight line, but feels her way with her legs wherever they can take hold, so let us proceed in our inquiry with a certain lack of direction. The concept of the nature of self is a key component of Epictetus' philosophy and is still relevant today. By cultivating self-awareness and striving for self-improvement, individuals can achieve a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. One of the key tenets of Epictetus' philosophy is the importance of reason and rationality in one's approach to life. He believed that humans are rational beings, and that it is our ability to reason that sets us apart from other animals. As he states in his discourses, you have within you a God, and you have not knowledge of it. Is it not a disgrace, then, that you should possess something of such great value and should not even know what you have? Epictetus believed that by cultivating our rational faculty, we can attain a sense of inner peace and tranquility. He believed that reason is the key to understanding the world around us and to making good choices in life. As he states in his Enchiridion, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things.